All right, thank you so much. The program's still much alive here on Independent Television. And I told you that we are going to be looking at the Edo political situation following where Philip Omogipon started yesterday, and talking about the ongoing issues in APC. It appears that the best way to kind of characterize the whole situation is to say that there seems to be a fight between the rule of law and the rule of might. That's the way some political analysts have put it. Well, to look at the situation at the Edo State political scene, we would have been reading some information, some headlines in the newspapers. And of course, you would have read just this morning that the Edo PDP has expressed willingness to settle the rift between the Edo State governor and the national chairman. And also, you would have also read that no going back, Edo 14 lawmakers tell Obaseki. And we understand that they now go by the name the Integrity Group. That's the lawmakers that have said that they are not going they are not presenting themselves for inauguration until another proclamation is written. And also, too, we understand that a member representative of their Northeast just last week here, Mr. Vincent Owadia, was suspended by his Okada ward. All these are some of the issues that are following, the issues going on in the Edo State APC. Well, to look at all this today, we are so privileged to have Barrister Olaiwola Afolabi. So welcome to this program.
Thanks so much.
TV. And also we have Honorable Desmond Ugo. So welcome to this program.
Thank you. Good morning. TV.
Thank you. We're expecting Honorable Ehi Gariba, and he's going to join us here in no distant time so that he can also bear his mind on some of the issues. Gentlemen, you're welcome. Thank you. Now, Barrister Olaiwola Afolabi, I'm going to start with you because you're only neutral here. He's a politician, and the other man coming is also a politician. Now, when analysts try to characterize the situation, people are saying that it seems to be a fight of rule of law against a fight of rule of might. I don't know how you may want to succumb to that.
Well, let me tell you, even though you are a lawyer, you are a doctor, you are a journalist, you are a politician, you have interest. So there's no way you cannot rule yourself out. Everybody has interest. Some love Obaseki, in fact they can die for Obaseki. Some also love Oshomole. They can die for Oshomole. So everybody has interest. But of course, there's a level that the interest will depart from the rule of law. Like I've been saying, I'm not from this state, but I've been here since 1991. And I can't go back because I came to Benin in 1991 with a land bag. But now God has blessed me. So it's my state. I'm also have interest in what happened in this state. But to me, the fight between the governor and the former governor ought not to be so. But to me, if people will not agree with me, but I will say something. I'm happy the PDP came out publicly. That's a good omen for the state, that they are willing to settle the problem between Oshomole and our governor Obaseki. But one thing is this, to me, this matter is very simple. The only person who can successfully resolve this matter is Chief Oyegun. When Oyegun was the chairman of the national party of the APC, Oshomole was the governor of the state. There was no problem because Oyegun did not interfere with Oshomole. He allowed him to be. That's it. He did never interfere because he knows his limits and boundary. That's it. So of course, there are Oshomole during that time. He may have his own grievances, but Oyegun did not talk. So Obaseki, of course, if he has so many grievances, his own mistake. There are many. I would have expected Oshomole. You are the governor. I'm the national party. Stay clear. Whatever I want to do, do it. I will interfere. Don't like Fashola. When Fashola was the governor, when Ambode was there, Fashola, even though he was the minister of works, housing. I remember that time. There was a time Ambode came up publicly and abused Fashola. That Fashola is the one hindering the Lagos State government from constructing the road along airport. Fashola is not something. He kept quiet. So to me, of course, Obaseki has so many mistakes. He's a human being. Yeah, when you say so that's it. When you say Oyegun ought to be the one to resolve them, and he can't be the one to resolve them. He is the one. Yeah, some say that Oyegun has interest. No, what I'm saying, when Oyegun was the national chairman of the party, did he interfere with Oshomole? He did not. In fact, he kept quiet.
So are you saying that the chairman now should not interfere?
Yeah, that's it. You are the governor, and a governor is #1 person in the state. In fact, the power is so much of a governor. So giving that power is there. If you have some mistake, because everybody cannot be the same. Look at them again. When Oshomole was there, we are talking about roads. Look, go to Second
Circular Road.
Second Circular Road. Go to Ogida. Fantastic. He did it. So he did his own. See also Obaseki. So what I'm saying, the only thing he can do, let Oshomole not interfere in the governance of the state.
Okay. Now, Honorable Desmond Ugbo, the PDP has expressed willingness to settle the rifts going on between the national chairman and the state governor. What for some people, they rather see it as a scorn, as laughable. I don't know how we want to react to that.
Thank you very much. You see, let me just quickly disabuse the mind of my respected legal luminary as regards his deposition that borders on who best it is to intervene and proffer an amicable resolution to this seeming crisis between the former governor and the current governor. I think Oyegun himself was a product of Oshomole's government, because Oshomole had been a governor before the emergence of Oyegun as the national chairman. It was even the impute of Comrade Governor Oshomole as it were then that made Oyegun to be the national chairman. I could recall when we were holding meetings in Oyegun's house. I was even the coordinator for all the vice chairman in the whole of Edo South. So there was a time that we met him and appealed to him to take charge of the government of the leadership of Edo South. He declined, and he was very reluctant to take over, because we were saying that Adams Oshomole has taken charge of the state, and Isa Brahima was the man in charge of Edo North as at that time. So, all to no avail of all the advice and appeal that we made to him to take charge. It appears as at that time he was playing the hide-and-seek game. He was not so emphatic enough and vehement enough to take charge. That is by the wayside. Now, the current crisis that we are seeing here, one will begin to say that Oshomole is interfering into Edo State government. It's interfering. But I'm still asking this question. Where in all along this crisis that the governor Obaseki has come out to say that he wanted to employ people as a result of the 20,000 job that he promised Edo people, that Oshomole eventually come to stop him from doing so? He never. And we are also asking the question, has there been any road, a mark for construction by Obaseki that Oshomole eventually came to stop? Has there been any developmental agenda or plans that Oshomole is trying to distort? We talked about people who are fueling the crisis, trying to give dog a bad name in order to hang it. Let us look at this. Now the national chairman.
Yeah.
Yes, by all intent and purpose, one will think that is interfering, because all the people, all the actors, as far as this crisis is concerned, are all children of the national chairman politically, including the governor himself. One will begin to wonder, how come that people are now pointing accusing finger at the national chairman, where there is no traceable evidence to prove and show that it has distorted or rather interfere unnecessarily in the governance of Obaseki.
When you say this, if you go through the papers for today, the 14 lawmakers that have refused to present themselves for inauguration have just said that there's no going back. Now, there are indications, very, very strong indications, factual indications, as a matter of fact, that these guys are loyal to the national chairman. So when we say...
ordinary, as the national chairman, and also a member of Edo State as it is, they ought to have been loyal to him. If loyalty is one thing we should talk about. And now, we also discover that even the statements that you are crediting to the 14 members elect, do they also say that they are talking from Oshomole's point of view, or were they saying that what they are saying now receive the blessings or the backing of the national chairman? All these are certain insinuations. One will begin to assume that how come these members elect haven't waited all this while, even when the party advised, even when the National Assembly advised, the presidency also advised, it fell to deaf ears. And all along, one will begin to imagine, is there any place in the constitution that harbors independent candidacy? And if at all there is independent candidacy, would there be no room for him to just leave the party and begin to pursue his independent candidacy? What I am trying to say is that it is the party that begot everybody that you see as elected in Nigeria politics today. And once party, within the confines of the party constitution, has advised, has directed that things should be done in order to ensure that there is sanity. And those who are watching, just like as you have mentioned, that PDP are now making mockery of APC by trying to tell the public that they can broker peace between the two actors, the father and the son. It is unbecoming that a party that pride itself as coming to right the wrongs of the past is now being actuating and perpetuating those things that we said would have consigned to the dustbin of history.
All right, viewers out there, the program is still this morning on ITV, and we are looking at the Edo State political situation, trying to look at the fight, the ongoing crisis in the APC, that's the All Progressives Congress. And I told you that we are expecting Honorable Ehigaiwa. He's right here with us. So welcome to this program this morning on ITV. Yeah. Let me just come to you. If you go through the topic, you will read the rule of law versus the rule of fight. Now, this whole thing probably started June 17th, to be precise, when we had the ongoing Edo State House of Assembly inaugurated. Then, of course, the issue of the rule of law, that you can't have a house inaugurated twice, came on board. And also the argument that follows that there should be a rule of might. I mean, a national chairman has said something, or a national chairman supports an ideology, and it has to be so. What is your take on all this?
Well, first you have to look at politics from one of its most basic definitions, which said, I quote, that politics is basically about conflict and conflict management. For as long as there's politicking, there's going to be conflict of interest, there's going to be people fighting for space, there's going to be people, fighting for relevance, and people, trying to have that authority, with which they can, exercise certain rights. But if you narrow it down to Edo State, I think for me the issue is still within the family. Firstly, I don't want to be guilty of contempt because it's before a competent court at the moment. I'm told there's been an appeal to the judgment from
the High Court. High Court, yeah.
While we await the proper dispensation of justice, and hope that that court of appeal decision, finally lays this to rest. I'm a little bit concerned in the sense that I'm a member of the APC. I'm concerned, firstly, because you have to look at the fact that some people at the moment are not being represented. And for that reason, I'm hoping that we can find a political solution as quickly as possible. Because if we are going to let the law, run its full course, that means the matter probably will be ending at the Supreme Court. And if it's going to end at the Supreme Court, probably that will be next year. Only God knows when it will be next year, before that case comes up and judgment is given. And you have to also understand that these positions are tenure bound.
Yeah, time bound.
Judgments, the
time
budget
bound,
as we speak is being prepared.
Yeah.
And certain injuries that will be caused upon the constituents are irreparable for life. You cannot give that representation again. We have to understand that. Sometimes you want to assert your right, but again, you also have to look at it from a more compassionate point of view. That is to say, those who have not been represented now, for instance, I'm not being represented.
In your own constituency?
Yes, I'm not. There are many issues that, as we speak, we have a plethora of issues, developmental issues. So if we were to push this aside. That is not the essence of my being in politics. My being in politics primarily is for my people to get the benefit of good governance. And I believe that should be foremost at the back of the mind of every politician, given that Nigeria, as it is presently, you know, we have a plethora of problems bedeviling the country. And so if we were to stand on rights or might, we are probably never going to move forward. We must be more compassionate. We must look out for those people.
In this situation now, what do you think should be the way out? I mean,
we just must find a political solution, because as it stands, presently the government's
solution promotes the rule of might. That's the worry.
See, there is nowhere where you can have political solution. Where there is a will, there will be a way. Firstly, I would say the governor's hands are tied presently, legally, in the sense that there is a substituting judgment. He can no longer go back below or behind that judgment.
But again, the case has been appealed.
And so he must now wait for the outcome of the appeal. You understand that? So, but pending the determination of the appeal, what happened to my people?
Well, don't you think, if the outcome of the appeal goes contrary to the governor, don't you think we're going to have another crisis situation?
If the outcome goes, at that, I don't know what's going to happen. Let's not preempt what the decision of the courts will be. I don't know if it's going to be for or against. We are going to leave that to the judges, you know, to dispassionately look at the issues that have been canvassed and, of course, give their judgment. But what I'm saying is that I'm very worried for my people. You know, I was away for a little while, and I came back. It's been a very harrowing experience, you know, during this rainy season. There are roads that are of primary concerns to me that I thought it should be fixed. Yesterday, I tried to find my way to Uwelu Spare Parts. You know, of course, you have to understand that Uwelu Spare Parts and Irarike Spare Parts feed all the motor mechanics in the whole of Edo State and beyond. And Textile Road is bad, Uwelu Road is bad, Wasota is bad. They're impassable. You just can't go through. It rained yesterday. The only access would have been through Wasota. There are no drains. Everywhere is blocked. The people are landlocked, and they're in the city. I'm more concerned about these people.
Yeah, but some will say the governor is
it the responsibility? Hold on.
Yeah, some
one of the responsibility of assembly members would have been to insist that these things are inserted in the budget.
Okay, let me come to the barrister now. Barrister Afolabi, now we are trying to look at the situation here. Just like what Honorable Higariwa said, that the issue is somehow time bound. I mean, looking at the honorable members that have not presented themselves for inauguration, and of course it borders on the rule of law. The rule of law states that you cannot inaugurate an assembly twice. Why he has also said that the best way out of this is to prefer a political solution. Now, for political situation, that probably borders on the rule of might. Now, when we say the rule of might here, we are talking about, okay, the powers that be from Abuja, from national chairman should have the say of the day. Now, all this, at the end of the day, we have the case in court. The case has been appealed against.
No,
if the case is now in favor of another promulgation letter being sent, are we not going to have a constitutional crisis?
Well, maybe for the viewers and for the general public to know, you know, there are two matters. Even if the court please say, oh, go and reason, there's still another case going on in court, filed by the 14 members who are now in Abuja. You know what I'm saying? No, that's why I bet to differ from my other brother. You know, I want to say the 14 members, they're in Abuja, they're lawyer to Oshomole, everybody knows. In fact, the lawyer that is appearing for them is the lawyer to Oshomole. So that's what I'm saying. When Oyegun was there, did Oyegun say, oh, these are my own members? When you are elected as a honorable member, are you born with the speaker or the speaker? Of course, the party say Onyebukuye is the speaker. That's the party. It's zoned to Esan. So, and then these people, they are told they will lose at the end of the day because it's a time ban. 4 years. We have almost spent 3 years now.
Yeah, but you cannot say that we lose. The case is in court.
No. What I'm saying, there are two cases. Yeah. Two cases. One is in High Court, Edo State, and that one is in Port Harcourt on appeal. So there are two cases. What I'm saying, to me, let them come back. Present yourself. When the fact that you're a speaker does it matter to you? It doesn't. When you are elected, were you elected or you will be a speaker? No. Whether don't say my brother said So now we're talking about what is the situation. You come back home. Now go. No. So many states, so many local governments are not represented in the assembly. Who is losing? Is it the electoral? Is it the legislator or the people that brought you to the place? That's what I'm saying. You are like me. When you are elected as a member of the assembly, were you born as a speaker or you were elected to be a speaker? No. These are all privileges. So to me, let them come back home, join the people. Then they cannot. That's, to me, that's the only solution. That's what I'm saying. Is the Oshomole that's following it because they're in Abuja.
No, you cannot say so.
Let me say no.
You can't say so.
Wait.
Now you cannot.
They agree.
Yeah.
They know that is Oshomole is the godfather.
Anyway, I'll leave
everybody knows.
to respond to that. Now,
so I'm not finished.
Yeah.
I'm not finished.
Okay. All right.
What I'm saying, when Oyegun was the national party chairman, does he have his own legislator that he hasn't done in Abuja? He doesn't. So let Oshomole stay in Abuja. Don't interfere in those states. You're there.
All right, Desmond Ugo, I want you to respond to what he just said. But again, quickly,
it's a title to his opinion.
It's a title.
Anyway.
In addition to your response to what he said. Now, recently we saw Honorable Vincent Wadia being suspended by his ward in Okada as a response to the ongoing situation on ground. Now, for some people, they see it as a result into self-help. Self-help in the situation that the world is trying to react to what is going on. I want you to marry that to what he just said.
Thank you very much. The same ITV that showed us
we saw
that Vincent was allegedly suspended by his people.
Yeah.
Also showed that a group of people led by the vice chairman of the local government, the party chairman, also led all his party members to also refute and distance themselves from that purported suspension.
We also showed Vincent Wadia's response.
We have also mentioned that, so that it will just balance the story. Now, the idea of trying to put the blame on the lawmakers who have come together to say enough of this, do it the way I want, is just their exclusive reserve to so make their decision. And in all of this, none of them has ever spoken to tell the public that their intention is to make themselves speaker. Now, that very day, on the 17th of June, that the
house was inaugurated.
Was the same day, earlier on in the day, that they made they addressed the public, appealing to the relevant authority, including the president, to please appeal to the governor to issue a proclamation letter. Ordinarily, proclamation ought to have been published. Those members elect will be properly invited. Their family members will be in attendance. Instead, people are insinuating that it could be that those people were not in consonance with the emergence of Frank Okiye as the speaker. That was the reason why they refused.
The question you should ask is that were they ever told that there was going to be an inauguration that day?
They were told.
They were told.
The clerk of the house, where he caught, the clerk of the house shows before the governor they have a meeting in this hotel by GRA.
One of the hotels in
they were there. The clerk was there telling them the procedure because some of them were new. We have the documents.
That is not true. That is not true.
I asked that
they
question.
Were invited.
I asked that question, but
they were not properly invited.
But were they invited at all?
No, let me tell you. The National Assembly Committee, they came to Benin, and they were asked questions, including the clerk of the house, who admitted that because some of them their phone numbers were not going through, and he sent a text message to them. And this thing happened between the hours of 4 o'clock that they granted a press interview and the hours that they went into that Kakun and inaugurated themselves. How on earth can a honorable member go to a hallowed chamber, such a chamber that is befitting of honorable men, go on a short knicker and go for inauguration? That, like my brother has said, is before the court, and let us allow the court to dispense with such matter. And we are looking at what really was responsible for all this hula baloo. He was trying to bring in Oyegun.
Yes.
Oyegun, like I said before, I repeat it again. Oyegun is a product of Oshomole when he was the governor. Yes, because Oshomole was already a governor before the emergence of Oyegun as the national chairman.
That's right.
That is it. I'm telling you, I know where the shoe, I know where it is. As a party chieftain, I know exactly what I'm saying. That Oyegun, you are saying that Oyegun didn't dabble into the affairs of Edo State politics. Did such scenario play out in Oyegun's era? That we are witnessing the first time in the history of Edo State that 24 members of House elect under one same platform is elected, and yet nothing was able to say good of it. The party chairman could not manage the victory. Neither was it the governor was able to yes, the governor has been able to issue a proclamation letter. His own duty ends there. It's now the exclusive right of the clerk to have communicated the members elect on time and arrange for the inauguration. But we were also told, and we saw the clerk saying that he make a call across to those members, and he said he will call them later to tell them when and how to get the self-inauguration. Ordinarily, it would have been published.
All right, we are aware.
It's already a case before the court.
We all know the story. Now, let's come to Honorable
Igari
one more time. Now, a few days ago, we saw what happened at the first convocation ceremony at Edo State University, Yamo, where security issues broke out. And of course, allegations here and there that it was the national chairman of the APC that was responsible for that security situation. And of course, before then, we also saw the one that broke out, whereby the same national chairman was allegedly attacked. The question is, the security apparatus of the state, on whose hands does it lie? Is it in the hands of the national chairman of a party, or in the hands of the state government?
Well, firstly, I'm a little bit surprised that if you have the personality of, the governor of a state, Edo State, the deputy governor, the national chairman of the ruling party in the country, you have a first-class traditional ruler like the Oba of Lagos, a business mogul like Oba Otudeko, and several other very distinguished personalities at a venue of an event. I want to believe that the security there will almost be airtight. And up to this point, it is shocking that there's been no security briefing to the extent of telling Edo State, I mean from the police and the law enforcement authorities.
Now, I'm going to lay
allow him to flow. Excuse me. I'm going to lay these blame squarely at their doorsteps. It was their responsibility to safeguard the dignitaries that were present and to forestall any breakdown of law and order. I'm not going to apportion blames on individuals, who were, doing their own duties, and the police were not able to provide security for them, be it the governor or the national chairman of the party. Because if you look at the story, of course, the two stories emanating from both sides. Here's the national chairman said, oh, we felt, the youth of my community felt I was unsafe. Hence, they rose to the occasion. Where were security? Where were the police force? Where were the DSS? Oh, the governor's car is being attacked. Where are those responsible to protect the governor and the deputy governor?
That makes me to ask the question now, so, on whose hands?
I'm going to lay the blame squarely at the doorstep of the security agency. They must brief Nigerians and tell us exactly what happened. How was the security breached? To the extent that the car in which the governor was seated, people could have such close access to it.
But is the common belief that the state governor is the chief security officer?
No, not that. He's chief security officer to review security situations. Not that he's got exclusive rights over, the security agencies in the states. He does not determine who is the commissioner of police, for instance. He does not determine who is the state director of DSS.
But they take directives from the state government.
They do not take directive. They take directive from their superior officials. They have a chain of command, not from the governors.
No, they take orders. They take orders from superior officers, but they take directives from the state government.
You give directive. Mind you, I have also been a chief security officer at the local government. Okay. You don't give them directives. Directives can only come through a chain of command, their own chain of command within their force. What you tend to do, because the Constitution has for some strange reason, bestow upon you the title which you cannot execute by calling you the chief security officer of a locality, be it local government, state, or maybe for the president because he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So he can give commands. But the state governor is not the commander of the chief of armed forces of the state. He's just called a chief security officer in the sense that he is allowed to hold a monthly security meeting with the security heads or bosses of the state and inquire of them should they, what the security concerns are in the state and how he can help. But not that he can give them instruction. He cannot even, he can't promote them. He can only advise maybe for a transfer, and that's the Police Service Commission will deal with that at their level, but he can't really do much. It's a situation where you are given a big title, but your hands are actually tied in terms of implementing what that title requires you to. Therefore, when the incident happened at the home of
the national chairman,
in Benin, there was a security briefing.
Yes.
Now we need a security briefing. The security people who were on ground, the bosses, they must tell Edo people and Nigerians what happened so that we can lay all of this to rest. They can't keep mute.
Okay. Now, Honorable Desmond, there is a challenge here, security challenge here, because as we speak now, there seems to be a fear in the minds of politicians.
This is very amusing.
Your own party, the All Progressives Congress.
This is very amusing.
Anywhere you have any political gathering now, APC political gathering, tempers are high because anything may just happen. So how do we go with all this?
Let me quickly just respond to some section of his statements when he said that he is dishing out. I mean, he doesn't give the instruction.
Yes, it's true.
There is order and order. Why are they paying the governor security vote when he doesn't have anything to do with the security?
That's constitutional.
You understand? Now, the person who owes the money is different from those who are doing the work. Okay, are you telling me that the police were just there on their own and nobody informed them that the maiden convocation ceremony of EUI is going to take place? And now we saw the deputy governor leading a retinue of bikemen and brandishing 4+4. Is that place not a solemn environment where people, leaders of tomorrow, are being taught how to behave and be disciplined, and yet you take the campaign to that place?
Well, the deputy governor is a politician.
Has the INEC come out with guidelines?
He's asking me questions.
Has the INEC come out with guidelines on where and how to go about campaigns? That is by the wayside. Now, secondly,
But the deputy governor didn't tell that he was campaigning.
where there are campaign banners and everything, it's on air, it's on social media. You can watch that and see for yourself. But however, emotions are now very high.
Tempers are high.
Tempers are high. A situation whereby a party chairman, for example, we say the opposition, or rather the opposing political members, doesn't have right of assembly. That is where the rule of might is coming in.
But is the APC going to go into this next election?
APC will go into election and come out victorious.
No,
this is
not
in-house fight.
APC as a party now. Don't you think there is a possibility of the party going into the election with fractions? I mean, parties.
That is why I said the
APC.
constitution does not have any independent candidacy. Peradventure, if after the primaries that somebody did not get the party ticket,
So
will you go to election?
So that suggests that
it will end the whole brouhaha.
APC may go to the election with 2 candidates. Is that what you're saying?
And then you leave that for the court to decide. Leave that for the court. So to be very candid, the whole thing to us, we the politicians, we are not happy about it. It appears that the whole scenario is now getting out of hand. And those who ordinarily are saddled with the leadership responsibility to prefer solution and broker pace are the people taking side. And a situation now that the PDP are asking to come and resolve the differences between Oshomole and that is a mockery.
Yeah, but I think we need to
And
give
for
it
me,
to the PDP.
if you go down to the statement of Nairobi, he went as far as telling the public those areas that the current governor has aired. That is politics. But however, the governor has also done well in some area. And that is why the Commissioner of Information has failed in his duty to inform the public the areas that the governor is doing well. Instead, they are now publicizing and emphasizing more on those things that unite the party members. Instead of telling the public, this is what we tend to do, this is what we have done, this is the plan of the governor, they have played down on that area, an indication that those people are also party to the crisis ongoing. So I think as a party man, you should not allow the baby to be slaughtered. All those party leaders who are blowing hot and cold, and if you check their previous statements, they are neither here nor there. They are just being agip of government power. Ordinarily, they have the right to have broker peace. When this thing started, when the members were to go for inauguration, why did the party leaders and the chairman of the party come both party and broker peace? They wait because they are beneficiaries of the crisis. The governor is just a victim of the whole circumstances. Now, it has nothing to do that to start talking so that those people will not feel afraid. The ball is on the table. The party has advised, has directed on the best way to ameliorate all these crises. The presidency has also done its own. The national chairman, who is also an arm of the party, because the Senate president and the Speaker of the House of Reps are all members of the party. They have done their bit to ensure that there is peace
Honorable Desmond,
in the state. And also no avail.
When you say the party has advised now, I mean, which of the faction? Because the way it is now...
Do we have two factions in the state?
No, that's the way it seems now.
We
have those loyal to the state governor. We have those loyal to the national chairman. So
they are party members, for crying out loud.
So
they are party members. Have they inaugurated a new party secretariat wherein we have another new party chairman?
How come we not have two sides?
There are pressure group. No, there must be pressure
Who
group.
is Speaker of the House now?
Is that I can't tell. Because for a while that we've not seen.
But we don't have a speaker. But we don't have a speaker.
What's his name?
We have a speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly.
I will ask.
What's his name?
I don't know. I will ask.
All right, gentlemen.
I will ask.
All right, let me come to Barrister Afolabi. Now, Barrister Afolabi, now we are gliding towards the 2020 election. There are no doubts about that. Now, by now, I think the APC ought to have been talking or doing their primaries, as it were. But the way it is now, the APC may not be able to do that now because of the ongoing situation now. Now, I spoke with a chieftain yesterday, and he told me that the APC cannot try it now because of the situation on ground. Now, this is probably giving other political parties more advantages over the APC. I want to speak along this line.
Well, to me, you know, Mr. Ugbo is a politician.
Honorable Ugbo.
Sorry, Honorable is a grassroots politician.
Yeah.
So he's talking from political side.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a politician, and I'm a beneficiary of good governance. That's what we want in Edo State. To me, many people believe Obaseki is working, and Obaseki should continue. Some say, oh, he should not continue. But to me, allow the man to finish his tenure, the second tenure. Why? Look, let me tell you, in Edo State now, in fact, before 31st, teachers, it's life, ask them. You will receive a lot. Before 28, no, everybody will be paid. Now, before you see local government, they'll be fighting. Now, do you see them currently again? Thank God you are a deputy chairman. How did he do it?
That has been on since
I'm coming.
time of...
No, don't say so. Now, there's something new in what he's doing. I'm coming. There's a system in place now. Even when you... I'm a lawyer to academic staff union of secondary school. 2 of them retired 3 months ago. He said, Afolabi, see what we put our money.
And they pay you in good time now. In good time when you have case
That is governance. If I will tell you, if people don't value Obaseki, I will tell you to come to an Ekiti. Look at what's going on go to Sapele Road. People are saying, oh, the mass not produce 10,000 jobs. Go there. Oh, I went there, I saw it live. I marveled. Now you don't need to. Once you have your brain, maybe you don't have a shop, you are a tailor, you don't have, go there. The 24 hours lights, 24 hours. Go there, you pay, you work. This is what we're looking for. Forget the party. Of course, they will, but to me, Obaseki is working, and by the grace of God, he will continue.
Okay.
Go there. Have you been there? Have you been to Sapele Road? No, tell me now.
I've been there.
Do you like it?
But remember that I told you that there are some areas that they are doing. I've said so.
Let the man continue.
But he should remove himself from politics.
Another thing which I will say, No, we should say the truth. No, there's the allegation that Obaseki is only the structure is trying to of course, he should carry people along. That's the problem he has. Carry other members along. You should carry them. You don't because you carry them along. Before you came, there are people who want to contest that position with you.
Okay.
Don't silence them down. Carry everybody along. That's the problem he has, and you should listen to them. I like him. He's doing well, but you should also listen to other party members. Everybody cannot be when you come to party matter. Everybody can't just say, oh, this one is my enemy. No, bring them together. That's the problem he has, and you should listen.
Okay. Now, Honorable here. Now, just going by what he said, that the state governor should carry other people along. Recently, we saw the inauguration of some people in Edo State, you know, appointing them as special advisors, making others as commissioners and all that. Now, there are indications, allegations as a matter of fact, that some people loyal to the state governor are totally not in support of the new management of the NDDC. As a matter of fact, there are indications, allegations that they have vowed, you know, to go against any job that NDDC is doing in Edo State. Is this not to the detriment of we in Edo State here?
Well, to my knowledge, we are evolving a strange political culture in Edo State. Very strange, but not too different from what happened in the past. And those who are good students of political history, you know, I think at the moment we have a lot of first-time politicians, in the sense that some are just in politics for 4 to 8 years, and so they lack the requisite experience and the benefit of
the
hindsight
past.
to know what politics entails and how quickly things can change. You know, I was very, very close to late Chief Tony Aneni, even though I was very young. You know, he gave me that unfiltered access to him, and I knew what transpired. And I also, don't forget, I was a victim of Governor Usumbo at the time. You know, I was kicked out of office for being close to Chief Aneni, or assumed to be in Chief Aneni's time. And at the end of the day, it all came down to the party losing Edo State. A lot of people are going to say it came via court judgments. But again, you know, those who know,
I understand
those who know what happened,
it started with
the party is still struggling from that till tomorrow. So those who know about politics, you know, one of the benefits I've had from being in PDP and coming to APC is having the opportunity to know what can happen if you don't do certain things right. And the best time to play politics of unity is when you seem to be winning, when all seems well with you. When you think all is well with you, that's when you should be more careful. Because politicians are not as stable as you think. They are not as stable as you think. When the chips are down, typically, you know, sometimes you pray that maybe you are no longer president or governor or local government chairman for 2 months.
Your statements are suggestive. What exactly are you saying? What are you saying?
I just want to speak so, you know, those who have ears, let them hear. Because I'm saddened by what is going on in the party. And there was a test run in the last National Assembly elections. You know, Barrister Afolabi had said just now that they should forget about the party. You can't forget about the party for certain reasons. There are party men, you know, the electorate just go and vote and go home. They don't even wait to ensure that the results from the units are entered in the result sheets. At which point, even their votes can be jettisoned and a different figure written. Party members have to ensure this is done right. There are party members that sleep in front of Central Bank Benin for 48 hours to be sure that INEC, for some reason, is not giving sensitive material to the other party. These are not done by voters. There are party members that have to sleep at collation center to be sure that you are not shortchanged. They come from every unit. These are not voters. Voters vote and go and sleep. At the end of the day, you are going to depend on every party member to be committed on election day, during the campaigns, to put your posters where they ought to be, to wear party clothing, to go from door to door campaigning, to go into the market. It is a job for all. And therefore, I want to urge those who know better that it's time for unity. There are those naturally who benefit from crisis in politics. They tend to get more contracts. They tend to get closer to those in authority. And therefore, they also understand, because I've spoken to several of them since my return, that if it was to become a Miss Green again, they will be farther from authority, because there will be other heavyweights coming on board. But now that it's narrower, they are closer. So they are always going to tell you, no, we don't need anybody. But politics is a game of number. It's a game of number. And don't forget, the electorates, they get bored of crisis.
Exactly, yeah.
The more of crisis, you look at, okay, now there are lots going on in the state, but to appear the crises are taking up the shine of the information getting to the people regarding development. All they hear now is, for the last 1 week now, all the national, international, and local media have dwelt on what happened at Iyamo, against developments that are going on, against feedback that ought to be going back to the authorities on things that need to be done. So at the end of the day, you just get to a point where the electorate say, look, maybe these guys think we don't have an option. Maybe these guys think we don't have an option. The other IDO people who are warming up, and I know, and who have capacity to also win. You know, there's no monopoly in all of these things. It's God that gives power.
Okay. Now, Honorable Desmond,
yes.
where do we start from? I mean, going by the passionate appeal that Honorable Igaribe is making now.
It should be chairman of the peace committee because it's very
yeah. No, I understand his feeling. I really,
you see,
So when you think, yeah,
for me, they missed it when the crisis started.
No, but that doesn't, doesn't mean it's too late now.
No.
Okay, so where do we start from?
Okay. Firstly, they should listen to the voices of the leaders who are not biased.
Who are the leaders?
The leaders of the party is nothing but those who were there before, who carved this niche, and they know the direction of this party.
But these leaders, are they necessarily the owners of the party? That's the question. Because for the members of the party, the opinion is that, look, the leaders should listen to us. We own the party, not these leaders. We put them there.
Let me tell you, see, there is nobody that doesn't have a leader. If, for example, you feel that you have been elected to occupy a position and you want to now create an empire for yourselves and to jettison the leadership impute, you are building fortress around yourself. And nobody succeeds when you are living in isolation. Now that there are people who are surrounding the governor, for example, who ought to have told the governor to close ranks and bring everybody together. The governor has the yam and the knife as far as this resolution, this reconciliation is concerned. The Bini will say that it is he who owns who carries the corn that the fowl will run after. He is the person carrying the corn. People should run after. But in that case, he is jamming away the fowl. Don't come near me. Don't come near me. The corn with you is not your own. It's a common patrimony. It belongs to everybody. And the best way to do it is for the governor to humble himself. At the peak of such office, there are several things that is coming to him, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's now left to him, being a rational human being, to filter those bad ones away and remember that position is transient. When Oshomole was there, hey, nobody thought he would leave that place. Today he's there. Tomorrow he will not be there. There are people like us who can afford to stay for 8 years and wait for you. They will be counting the days that you will leave that office. Because we can hold ourselves. There are some politicians that cannot hold themselves. They cannot wait a minute. They will be following those, even when they are doing wrong, they will tell them. The best friend to any administration is the critics, constructive critics. Not the sacrifice pressing or the congratulatory message senders. They will be clapping hands. And at the end of the day, when the chiefs are down and you are consumed by the crisis, they will be the person to tell you that whenever we advise, you don't take advice. And we have many of them in government house who will say that tomorrow. But in a nutshell, we need to be prayerful. Even in the house of God that ordinarily should have been talking peace, they are preaching war. Just in that event that one said that the governor said he will not allow, he will ban all NDDC projects in Edo State. It was done in the House of God.
Well, it's an allegation.
It's an allegation. Okay, let us put it an allegation, but it's in the media.
Yeah.
But however, let us have it at the back of our mind that if I construct a ladder for you, and you eventually now went on top and threw away the ladder, I will run away with my ladder. When you are coming, well, you are not calling me to bring the ladder, I will bring the ladder.
All right, Barrister Afolabi, quickly, as we round up now, quickly, yeah.
Well, to me, well, you know, I had it on in the media, but we don't know whether that words emanated from the governor. To me,
to ban the
NDDC, you cannot
project,
because of course in the past there are some NDDC projects in the past. You can't, very bad. No wonder the president is even auditing their account. Very bad. But now a new administration is coming. Odubu, he has not even been sworn in.
He has been sworn in.
So he has been sworn in, but
he has been confirmed.
He has been sworn in,
yeah.
but you know that statement is bad. To me, government should settle with everybody. What you should do by the time they sworn in Odubu resume, get a dinner for him, organize a dinner, invite people. That's the best way to start, because the Benin man or there is a Benin man. Start from the Benin people first. Your own should not be in crisis. Settle with everybody. Then you cannot settle with the chairman. You should not be calling with what we have nothing to do. He said, why should you ban this project in the state? I don't think maybe that one is coming from, but I don't think so. Even though in the past there are some this project in the state very bad. That we have now everything someone to court, but Odumu has not finally resumed. So you cannot say, oh, the project, you can't ban it. It's a federal project. You should. When the matter is right, I expect it to organize a dinner for him.
Anyway, let us not dwell on that. We'll leave it as just an allegation.
Yes.
Let's leave it there. Now, Honorable, quickly.
Well, I think regarding the NDDC situation and, of course, all other interventionist agencies, there ought to be a collaboration. There ought to be at least a yearly meeting of Edo State government, NDDC, C4, SOPADEC, and even SUBEB. They come together and say, look, these are the projects we have interest in this particular year. Then there will be a synergy of efforts so that they will outline, because sometimes they work across purposes. Like I have a road, I'm very concerned about my constituency. For instance, I went on Adolo College Road and I saw that the road has been done halfway. And I said, who did this road? They said NDDC. I said, is it possible for NDDC to have one half a road? And that is what is there now.
But
only half of the road.
I really don't understand what is going on, because I understand that it is the state government that tells NDDC XY projects that needs attention. And of course, it is the state government that supervises the NDDC.
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
It's supervised from the federal government.
Okay.
Yes,
but they do have the state government has an input.
Of course. By way of monitoring.
Yes, it has an input.
Not necessarily, not constitutional input. It's not a constitutional input for, you know, the state government cannot supervise federal roads job, for instance.
Monitoring, not supervision.
They cannot even monitor federal road jobs, even though they are within their constituency, because it's for the federal government. Okay. You know, there are projects that are for federal government and state, but however, these projects are domiciled within a state, and therefore they ought to collaborate. They ought to collaborate so that they can discuss on their policy trust and their projects of interest, because what we have now usually are conflict of interest, whereby all these interventional agencies and the government, everyone just pick and chooses projects, and some of the projects are not linked, some are in isolation. If you go towards my village in Upper Erunse, about half a kilometer or so, somebody just came there and poured tar on the road. I said, where did this come from? In the middle of nowhere. It's not in the beginning of the road or the end of the road. They say, oh, one guy was living in this area. I don't know how he came by half a kilometer, how he got them to bring tar. They just pour it there. Of course, 6 months later, it's all gone. So you can see people are just picking and choosing where they want to put project. Half a road on Adolo College Road, you know, they just did half of the, not even half, like a quarter of the road. I don't know how that contract was ever awarded, you know, but of course, I want to believe the whole road was awarded perhaps, and the contractor chose to do only half. But if there was a collaboration, of course, from the councillor of the area, he would have told the chairman would have reported to the state governor that look at the project that has been done in that area, and if the state governor, because there is a collaboration, reports to the or summons the NDDC state and say, look at what's going on. Go and please have a look at that road and tell us what the contract paper states. All for the benefit of our people. Because that is the foremost reason for the establishment of all of these agencies, NDDC inclusive.
Yeah. All right.
You see, that is where the monitoring come in.
Okay.
You are monitoring something doesn't mean that you are the person doing it. The reason is because you want to ensure that the best is done for your people. Thank God that the new NDDC chairman designate has, assured Nigerians that he will approach the need. He will use the need approach. That is what the people actually need is what he will provide for them. And the governor, in his wisdom at the beginning, appointed special assistant to help to monitor things like that and report back to him. If actually the governor is supervising and ensuring that those projects that he gave out, that he monitors them like the way the previous governor was doing, he would have ascertained the level of the work done and the standard that they apply. I could remember that the previous government, when Oshomole is monitoring, he would just go there and use something to measure and ascertain that this is actually what we agreed. Yeah. That is what the CAN president, Bishop Oyonide Kure, advised the governor to do. In that, what you call an allegation.
Yeah.
Okay. That tells you that it actually happened because it is spread by his social media members. So for me, the NDDC came as a blessing to Edo State. A time like this when we have the national chairman and the governor, the first time in the history that we are having two ministers. Barrister just alluded to it that he ought to have organized a reception for them.
Yes.
And bring them up. But instead of crying or lamenting that, yeah, I didn't appoint this, I didn't appoint that, that doesn't come to play. An indication that, yes, their donors is in doubt. Because one, a chairman has been appointed and another member has been appointed, two ministers. You have all it takes to better the laws of Edo people. I want to begin to imagine, are you truly an Edo man?
That is, I don't want us to extend this. Gentlemen, let us not.
Please forget about all this politics and politicking.
Yes.
All right, the governor and the NDDC chairman designate His Excellency Dr. Pius Odubu are sufficiently close. Okay. I mean, when his dad passed away, he was one of the earliest scholars. They are very close, and I know that they are going to hobnob over this and have tea and think about it.
Well, let us not dwell on that now, because that's not our focal point today. Yeah, we're done of time. We're done. And just as we've been saying, I think we really need to let tempers calm down because the truth of the matter is that the politicians are hurting the electorate because the electorate, before you know, they will be pissed off.
Come for a meeting and see the numbers that come to me. They are afraid.
Anyway, gentlemen, thank you so much, Barrister Laiwola. Thank you so much. And the two past local government chairmen in EGO, thank you so much. Honorable Desmond Obo and also Honorable
Yeah, that's good. We are very lucky.
That's the senior chairman and the chairman anyway. All right, viewers, the program is still this morning on ITV. We'll take a short pause now for that segment to come your way. Please stay tuned.